Hello, and welcome back to The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel. Last episode, we completed 2 of the tasks that we were required, but we were asked to do. But as soon as we got back into town, the military factory was set on fire, and we fought an archaism inside the factory. And now the Saschen iron mine has been attacked, so we're going to head there now. Yep.
Ugh, every minute we spend here, things are getting worse for the miners.
Stay calm, Elisa.
Yeah, the railway military police are on their way.
Let's at least try and get a look at what's going on.
I know it was sped forward because of turbo mode, but it still seemed very appropriate for the...
Man, if terrorists really were planning to blow up the mine...
It would shake the very foundations of the Empire.
Okay, let's keep running.
A dangerous foe. Stay on guard.
What the hell? This is awful. Smoke's pouring out all over the place. Can't see too far like this. Did the terrorists set fire to something? Looks like the fire's been put out, but something still seems off. So the terrorists decided to strike here rather than the military factory. Look over there by the entrance. Huh? Looks like the railway military police and the provincial army. Yeah, but what are they doing here? Looks like the entrance is completely blocked off too. Let's go take a closer look. Oh no, they're about to fucking start shooting each other. Well, probably not, because of the railway military police went to open fire on people that have 2 armored cars right there. Too dangerous. They do outnumber them though. The terrorists have complete control of the mine. They've taken the miners hostage. Any attempt to enter the mine may put their lives in jeopardy. And that's why you're staying out here twiddling your thumbs without even attempting to negotiate with them? They clearly have an objective in mind here. We can't allow them to buy any further time. It looks like a pretty heated argument. So the terrorists have taken over the mine. And as the first ones on the scene, the provincial army has taken it upon themselves to set up a blockade. Or at least, that's what it looks like at first glance. But why? Man, this has suspicious written all over it. Yep, the provincial army is too well prepared. No matter how you look at it, they've got to be in on it. You can't be serious. In on it, the terrorists set off some kind of explosion in there. Look at all that smoke pouring out. That's what they want you to think. But that doesn't look like smoke from a fire to me. They're probably using smoke grenades. Smoke grenades? If that's true, that means the provincial army has some other reason for blockading the mine. Maybe it's got something to do with Reinford's first factory. That's right, the railway and military police were investigating the first factory too, weren't they? Yeah, that's what Captain Claire said. And that makes the timing of all this look pretty damn suspect. Almost like there's something they're trying to hide. That means they sealed the mine to give them time to dispose of it. Making a fair bit of sense if you think about it. But what could they be trying to hide? What's down there? No way to say for sure right now. But it's in that hidden, it's in the blocked off section of the mine. What I can say though is that it's pretty likely the miners are in danger. We need to find some way to help them if we can. Let's return to the brewer for now. We need to think carefully about what to do next. Lisa. Yep, if we're going in, it's better to have a plan. Alright, let's head back.
Well, to start with, we need to work out exactly what's going on here.
If it's true that the terrorists are working with the noble faction, then it seems likely their aim is to eliminate the evidence of whatever they've been hiding in the first factory.
I just remembered. In chapter 1, when we were dealing with the thefts in that forest, the terrorists said to the guard that they were helping, like that they were helping the guards, like the provincial army. So this is like them coming back and saying, yeah, the reason why they were helping was because the noble faction is with and the provincial army is with the terrorists.
But did they really have to go this far? The iron mine is owned by His Majesty the Emperor himself, right?
That's right. The province of Nortia is tasked with managing it while Rhineford mines, refines, and processes the iron. And iron is the single most vital natural resource to this nation's continued survival. If this isn't resolved quickly, it's going to deal a heavy blow to the entire country, including the nobles themselves.
So I guess the question is just whether the noble faction and the terrorists realize that or not. Sounds to me like they're a pretty divided bunch as it is.
Yep. The terrorists seem like they're basically all commoners, too. They're only cooperating because they both see the Chancellor as a common enemy.
And if that's the case, it seems pretty likely that what they're doing here is related to that somehow.
Sounds like someone started the party without me.
Is that Sarah? Oh no, it's Angelica. And George.
Angelica?
You came too, George?
Yo, figured you'd show up eventually.
Well, we had to test the sidecar, obviously.
This bike is just full of surprises. You made the trip to Ruhr in 7 hours. So, speed-wise, we're looking great. Comfort, though, we're gonna have to tweak a few things.
I swear, you two never change. Kinda figured Toho wouldn't be able to make it too.
Yeah, she's working on gathering a boatload of information, though. She said she'd be in touch if she finds anything out.
Well, that's reassuring at least.
Could someone tell me what's going on?
You seem to be hot on the trail of something, but I'm not sure it's the same thing we're investigating.
Does this have something to do with those family affairs you told me you were worried about?
Yeah, it does. I had some nagging suspicions about it. Unfortunately, my hunch turned out to be right on the money.
Hold on. Isn't the director of the first factory...
My dear Uncle Heidel Rogner, yeah. Seems like it might do us both some good to swap info. How about it?
Now, let's find a better place to talk.
They're dumping iron onto the black market?
Yeah. The amount of steel they're producing doesn't quite match up with the amount of iron ore being mined. That's been the case for quite a few years now.
Officially, the reason given is that the purity of the ore being mined is lower now than it used to be. But if you look at what's coming out of the mine, there's no evidence of that.
Well, that would explain why the figures don't add up.
And because they were feeding the raw iron onto the black market rather than the finished steel...
That makes it a lot harder to notice when a little goes missing here and there.
Man, Toho put all the pieces together on her own?
I'd expect no less from my beloved Toa.
She poured over everything. Rhineford's yearly sales figures, government reports of the mine's productivity, you name it. That's how she picked up on the discrepancy.
She's really something else.
Iron ore being sold off the black market, accounting sheets that don't add up. George, how much iron ore is unaccounted for, roughly speaking? Do you know? Assuming for a moment that all the missing iron was refined into steel, how much steel would we be looking at?
This is just a bit of speculative math on my part, but I'd say somewhere in the neighborhood of 100,000 Torum, which is enough to build 2,000 oxen tanks.
2,000?
That's practically an army.
The Saxon iron mine is a pillar of the Empire's economy. The amount of iron they pull out of there is almost ridiculous. Even if you pocket a small amount every year, it's going to add up to a lot of iron real quick.
But what are they planning to do with all of it? Is the noble faction trying to make their own tanks in secret?
They couldn't even if they wanted to. Only the second factory has the knowledge and equipment to make tanks. And not only does the second factory have close ties with the Imperial Army, it also leans toward the reformist faction.
You need all kinds of complicated technology to make even a basic tank. It's not as simple as just grabbing some steel, some blueprints, and some grease and getting to work.
So what does that leave them? Selling the iron to another country for profit? I don't know how likely that is. Seems like deals that big would be too easy to trace.
Okay, so setting aside the ore itself for a moment, now that you know this, And given what's happening in Ruhr right now, what were the two of you planning on doing?
Oh. It's pretty simple. My uncle oversees the first factory, and the provincial army is blockading the mine. There's no way my family isn't involved. On the other side, you've got all the miners just trying to do their jobs who got dragged into this whole mess. I'm a Ragnar. I might not be a great daughter, but there's no way I'm gonna let this go on without putting up a fight.
Angie.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're seriously gonna go talk to your old man about this?
Hell no. Like he'd even listen to a word I said. Same goes for the provincial army. I'd just be wasting my breath. That's why I'm planning on sorting out this mess myself. I used to work part-time in the mine. I know the place like the back of my hand. As long as I can find my way inside, I think I can handle the terrorists well enough.
I figured you'd say something like that.
Honestly, does nothing faze you?
She totally could. She's such a badass. She fucking folded
In that
ring like an
case,
omelet.
I'd like to ask that you take us along.
We can look at this as a test of how to best respond to a sudden crisis. Looking at it from that perspective, I think it fits neatly within the scope of our field study. Don't you?
Yeah, after hearing all that, I don't want to let them have their way.
Agreed.
I'm with Angelica here. My family's involved in this too. I feel like I have a duty to do something about it.
Thanks. Truth be told, I was kind of hoping you'd back me up anyway. Whatever help you can give, I'll take it.
Well, that's that.
The next thing we need to consider is how to slip into the mine without the provincial army taking notice. At the very least, Angie should be able to get the officer in charge to talk with her, but...
So, what, we sneak inside while she's distracting them?
I don't know, that sounds a little overly simplistic to work.
Leave finding our way in to me. If anyone's good at cutting red tape, it's my mother. Maybe she could help us out.
She could, but would she?
Well, if you think so.
Alright, I'll leave securing an alternate route to you then. For now, I'm gonna see if I can find out anything else about my family's or the provincial army's involvement here. George, give Toa a call and see if you can find out what the Imperial government is doing about all this.
Gotcha. I'll see if I can turn up any machinery that might be useful too.
This is starting to feel like last year's field studies all over again.
Oh. We were glad to have George, Angelica, and Tawa backing us up. In a crisis like this, we needed all the help we could get. And as our first order of business, we went to see Chairman Irina, hoping she'd know of some way to sneak into the mine. We should get going too. Your mother should be back at the Rhineford headquarters by now, right? I think so. Sharon said she'd be in around noon. We can always just ask at the reception desk, though. Yeah. Looks like we'll be kicking into high gear again. I feel like every field study is destined to end up like this. Oh, thank God. Please let me go turn in quest. Thank you. Completed the testing, I see. How did it go? Any significant problems? Nothing worthy of mention, no. I see, that's excellent news. How did the test weapon feel to use? Was it as powerful as you hoped? Well, the shot's trajectory was stable, making it easier to aim at specific targets. It was a significant improvement over any other shotgun I've used in terms of power, too. It really made me appreciate the quality of Rhineford's products. Really? I'm relieved to hear that. Sounds like it won't be long before we begin mass production then. I'm surprised you haven't started already. Yeah, sounds like the new unit is pretty much perfect as it is. We still need to complete a long-term endurance test, I'm afraid. There are strict procedures which need to be followed in order for a weapon to be declared fit for sale. They're much more intensive than the requirements for consumer goods. Well, orbital weaponry is generally designed to be sold in bulk to the Imperial Army, so naturally standards need to be higher. Precisely. Your testing helps us take a big step towards completion, so thank you very much for your assistance today. Here's your reward. KX goggles. Thank you very much. Come to think of it, I still haven't returned the gun I used for the test. Oh, that won't be necessary. Consider that an additional reward for your help. That orbital unit was designed purely for test purposes, so we couldn't use it for a finished product regardless. I see. In that case, thank you very much. If that's everything, we should probably be going. Yes, of course. Thank you again. I hope this won't be the last time we work together. Okay. Here. Wow, this is a lot. Like, we just have a lot of shit we could do. Kind of overwhelming. Alright. Let's go turn in this quest now.
My
Like
turn.
the main quest.
My turn.
Right, go!
So you defeated the monster on the highway to the south, did you? Not too shabby for students. Thank you very much. Well, keep up the good work. Here's your reward. Thank you very much. And with that, you're excused. I've got no idea what kind of other tasks you've been given, but don't get yourself involved in matters that don't concern you. Understood? Right. Well, that was fucking shady. Okay, I think we did all the quests. Yeah, now all we have to do is this, like, at least for this day, just do the main story stuff. Lady Elisa, thank goodness you're alright. I was so worried when I heard you left the city. Oh, you're talking about the trouble at the mine, right? Actually, I was hoping to talk with Mother about that. Is she in her office right now? Chairman Irene returned just a short while ago. Would you like me to set up an appointment? Please. Yes, that's right. Lady Elisa has. Understood. She says she can see you right now, though she can't spare more than a few minutes. If you want to head up right now, she's waiting for you in her office. Thank you. This shouldn't take long. Alright, let's head up to 423. Right. Why did I get the feeling Sharon is going to be right there to welcome us? You can count on it. Yeah. Oh, that looks like Machias. That is Machias' dad. You cannot tell me otherwise. What the hell are the... There they are, I'm dumb. No, it's just this one. Traveling the 23rd floor will cause the main story to advance. You will no longer be able to walk around River in the surrounding area. Alright, let's step away. And I'm gonna head down to the RF Arms. The RF factory, which is down here, or store, whatever it is. And do Ormond stuff. Okay. No, don't do it on that. Let's just exchange some Sepit. Here we go. Alright, now I think we're good. Alright, but we're gonna save the meeting with her for next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.